Hello and welcome to the 800th game extravaganza. We're gonna play Slay the Princess, which is a game that I saw on Steam and immediately thought it would be interesting. Our mission is simple. We're here to slay the princess. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're not supposed to save her. We're here to kill her. Straightforward and to the point. This is what I originally loaded up to. And she will apparently do anything and everything to stop me from slaying her. But if we don't, the world is going to end. So let's see what that actually means, because I've been very curious to see how this game is going to play through. But I'm excited, so let's do it. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Straightforward, right? Oh, I'm covering things. All right, where am I moving to now? I didn't know where my camera would be a good spot. Oh, the game just completely disappears for a second when I go to move. We're gonna move me. I guess it's fine if I cover the menu options up here. We don't really need them, do we? That should be good. And then I probably should want to move the chat box as well. Move the chat box to be under me. There we go. Okay. So. The end of the world, what are you talking about? If you consider that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget this, I'm not doing it. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Well, Dark Souls, okay. Do I get some sort of reward? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. No, let's explore. It does seem kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
See, I was hoping you'd explain a little bit why she needs to die, but okay, that was kind of... Okay, so what are you talking about the end of the world?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Still not really elaborating the concerns here. So how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Yeah, sure. Maybe the only reason she's gonna end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
That still doesn't really answer any of the questions that I've got. Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the
I
rules.
feel like you do.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
I don't know if I'm going to refuse to do it. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Except for the princess.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Surely not. Do I get some kind of reward for doing this? He's probably just going to respond with, yeah, the world doesn't end.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get
Oh
it.
no, there's actually a reward being offered. Okay. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job of slaying her?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you is going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I don't know, when they say that something is, sounds too good to be true. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
But I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So, I have a voice as well. But, okay, that's even more confusing. Let's go into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I couldn't have just brought something with me. Sure, I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
All right, let's go say hi to her.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Yeah, that voice was not what I was
Don't
expecting.
let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
This is not what I was expecting her to open with.
Downstairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Why only one arm?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Well, I was expecting you to try to stop me. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare.
Oh, I'm covering her deck. Sorry. You're right.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Alright. We're gonna... It's hard to find a spot where I fit. Maybe I'll go like here in the middle. Hopefully I don't cover anything up that's important. But I'll try going like here. We'll put the chat box. I guess we'll try pushing it over here maybe? I don't know. This is tough. Okay. Sorry. I'm not dropping the knife. Sorry, I'm scared enough of you to not drop it. I'm gonna talk, but I'm not doing what you say.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
There's a reason she wants me to drop the knife. There's a reason she wants me to talk to her. Yeah, she does sound a bit sus. I think I'm gonna tell her I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Well. Squint at the princess while holding on to the blade.
Stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
I'm thinking about it. Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Yeah, and it's gonna be her. You're only giving me two choices to drop the blade or slay. Fine, slay the princess is the name of the game.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
I didn't have any doubts.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
I don't think we're on equal footing.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
I mean, we've already committed. Finish the job. Slay the princess.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted.
Why are my nails like that?
You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
There we go. Princess Slade. Game over. That was great. How is she so strong?
You fall to the floor.
She's a monster.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time
Kinda?
to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay. There we go. Game over.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
Prepare to slay her.
No, she's already dead.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Yeah, this one right here, but I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? Didn't do a good enough job slaying her.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Okay, so the narrator doesn't remember anything.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Why is he capitalized?
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Why is it the voice of the stubborn? Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
No, I listened to you.
We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Yeah?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Well, she's probably pissed at us. She probably remembers.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
This is getting too metaphysical.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters.
I don't agree with the voice of the stubborn.
The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Don't think so. Who locked her in the basement, and what is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Stop obscuring things.
Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions? There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
So I have a voice of the hero and a voice of the stubborn. I don't like the voice of the stubborn very much. Okay, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
He's either saying that.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
I feel like he's just saying that. I don't think we're actually special. Okay, but he is being cagey, so what aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know.
No, that's not the right answer.
Just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch. Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
I disagree. Okay, we killed each other last time, so how can I avoid that this
Like
time?
I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
I didn't really talk to her. We just stared at each other angrily. We squinted at each other.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
All right, let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Can we get rid of the voice of the stubborn, please?
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
I don't trust the narrator or the princess. I feel like they're both baddies. You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a video. You're here to like that video. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Thanks.